Scotland with him. Makes the spoil, and Betts, who seems to have been picked up by a bigger man in Dodd. Poor kick from Betts though. Solomon covers it. Carlton getting some numbers there, but Fremantle hold it together. And Solomon it is who clears in the Thornton direction, the Fremantle Thornton. At the back, Joseph needs to be sure with his hands. Took a little time, but he's got it now and gives it to Carlton's Thornton.
And Thornton now decides to short the kick to Murphy, who's got it next to the point of the square at right half forward. A big job tonight, you'd have to think, for Cameron Cloke if Favola can't come back onto the ground. Great spoil there from Subin. Michael Johnson with the crumb. Mundy back inside the corridor. Shammer, oh gee, set his captain up there. Pavlich was under pressure. Shammer goes back into assist. Support at the back by Subin. His kick partly smothered. Weight charges on it, well played. Gee, scrappy play at the moment. Subin over the football, can't gather. Yaron can. Quick kick towards the goal square. Cloak not paid. Play on the call.
Well, we'll have a look at it, see whether he marked it or not.
Umpire Nichols.
You can see that Clokey thinks he marked it. He's hostile. Umpire will throw it up. We'll see the umpire throw it up a lot tonight because it's a spongy surface. They don't get much bounce.
Solomon at the base of the pack. Scrambly stuff. What's the umpire going to do here? He's going to call for it.
Gee, I tell you what, I like Yaron's debut.
Yeah.
And Fev coming on, so we'll keep a close eye on Fev.
Bill might have some news.
Well, I heard him talking to one of the other players on the bench there, and it looked like he was saying, oh, look, it's just tight, and he was pointing towards his leg, so something to do in that leg region. That's about as good as we can find out.
Chance for Murphy and Ibbotson, a good tackle, and the ball close. They try and keep it in, and eventually it's kicked out on the full. So a Carlton free kick in the pocket to Betts. He does exactly that, kicks across the face, and we'll get a Fremantle kick in the left forward pocket for the Blues. So Carlton attacking, keeping the ball inside their attacking 50 as we see the free kick paid for Carlton for out on the full. But the free kick to the Fremantle captain, Matthew Pavlich.
The Pav, down where the Fev would be expected to hover for the Blues. Pavlich.
Gee, that's a good
pumps
kick.
it very long, just about 70 metres, and he put it towards the right man, but Sandilands couldn't hang on. Cloak has started very well here. To Murphy, to Simpson, and now Bauer, a little uncertain, so he hoiks it high and hopes. And Cloak again is on the end of it, but a couple of big fists are against him. Grover and Peake for Fremantle, and Peake kicks long and sets up Hayden here on the burst and running towards the 50. And the territory inside the 50 is open. It mightn't matter. He can go for home. And having kicked one already, this time he misses. Hard to hold your line and kick well at full tilt like that.
Good to see Roger Hayden given a run up forward. Tim spent most of his career in the back pocket. He's a very creative player.
Simpson, who's got it at half back, kicks inside the corridor. Gibbs thought about giving it to Murphy, but instead kicks wide. Mark taken by Waite. Takes on Duffield, he's away from just backward of the wing, kicks towards half forward. Hampson, fist from Sandilands at the full jump, brilliantly read from 55. He unloads. What a superb piece of play. He's kicked a goal for the Blues. Doesn't get much better than that. Front and centre from the contest.
He was front and centre. I watched the whole thing unfold. Fev gave him the lead. He ignored the Fev lead, kicked over his head. Fev was very unhappy about that happening, and when it went through for a goal, I think he forgave the skipper. Chris Judd, perfect crumbing here. Ball goes to the front. He gives himself time to see the spill. He ignores the Favola lead. He says, I can do it myself. And he kicks that goal from about 55 out.
So Carlton in front. But it's a good contest early. Bryce Gibbs, 50 games tonight. Blues working it around. Scotland has had a bit of it. Thornton and Jamison for Carlton. Gives back to Gibbs. Fifth youngest player to reach 50 games for the Blues. Interesting list of those who did it younger. Scotland to Judd and back to Scotland. who goes along in the Favola direction. Plenty against him. And the plenty won for the moment at least. A lot of white jumpers around the footy. Can't afford a mistake.
They got the numbers back there, Tim, the Dockers. They're working it out pretty well.
Rover to Shammer. Long ball, and Pavlich did it well against Bauer, who looks as though he's got another tough opponent this week. Hayden's been dangerous. Just pulled off the kick. Thornton of Carlton. Wait. Jamison, and the Blues reset.
Not a great kick, and it's marked by Hinkley. So an opportunity here for the Dockers. Duffield kicks it deep. Murphy drifts back. In fact, it's Mundy into the pocket. And he's marked just 12 metres from goal. As you can see, the angle reasonably acute, but really shouldn't have a problem here. David Mundy.
If you like
there's the turnover, Rob.
Yeah, turnovers kill you today, don't they? And I tell you what, we're in for a treat. I reckon Judd's hot, and I think Pavlich is hot, and I think Gibbs is hot, and Tarrant's hot.
3-2 from set shots for David Mundy, playing in his 93rd consecutive game since debut. And he pops it through. The Dockers back in front. They have their second. And just emphasising the fact that you can't afford to turn the ball over, as Michael Jamison did here. The target was Nick Stevens. And a good kick coming inside, attacking 50 from Duffield, with Mundy running back. And his Carlton teammates, Jamison, caught out of position. So well done to David Mundy.
Very competitive start.
And Judd's gone to the goal square. Ibbotson, his tag for the night, has followed him all the way.
Umpire Mollison, perfectly vertical bounce. Cruiser again against Sandilands and winning. But Hazelby putting it in front of Pavlich. Simpson for the Blues. Nick Stevens. Hadley. And now Gibbs. Carlton being careful after a turnover cost them a goal. Now they advance. Austin. First game for the season. Cloak with Stevens. Try to do a bit of finessing. Too much perhaps. Dodd gives it to Shammer. And Fremantle's defence looking pretty solid. Tarrant off to Ibbotson, running off Judd, and clearing to the wing. Oh, good work there for Carlton by Russell. Got rid of De Boer, and Carlton able to work it around Thornton, Armfield, Cruiser, back to Armfield.
Armfield kicks from the wing towards half-foot, big leap in front. Out there by Wiggins, but Tarrant, who's been outstanding in the early part of the quarter, takes the mark at half-back.
If I was Fev, I'd go to the goal square and play from the goal square where I do it best, not be out at half-forward, which would suit Tarrant with the pressure off him there.
Hazelby to Mundy. And Mundy just ambles through the centre, kicks it wide, not a great kick. McFarlane under the pump here, he's confronted by a couple. Well done, Cruiser, stripped him of the footy, but then lost the handle. Austin tries to handball it forward and got it to Simpson. Off to Stevens. Here they go, the Blues. Deep towards Favola. Well done, Solomon. Getting across, fisting it over. We'll get a boundary throw in between the forward pocket and half forward, and Solomon, it looks as though his role might be just to work back onto Favola, give a hand to Tarrant.
Well, Fev has got Tarrant behind him and Solomon in front of him. It's an ugly situation.
Hadley over the footy, but Peak emerges. Shammer. Duffield a little uncertain, but quick enough and good enough to get out of trouble, and Pavlich is a good target. Paul Bauer had Franklin last week. Got Pavlich at the moment. McFarlane in front of Jamison. Good kick, and Pavlich kept coming. And now centres it perfectly for Sandilands. Just got through his fingers. Armfield got under that, but got it about right. Will be a throw-in.
No.
Just deliberate.
He changed his mind, I reckon, umpire Nichols there.
I reckon he did too. Interesting. Armfield socketed it, so soccering an over ball, it could go anywhere.
So Subban's got it too far out to score, you'd suggest, from 55. Thumping kick to the top of the goal square. Sandilands at the back. It carried the pack, in fact, and went through for a behind. Gee, that was a kick and a half. So behind to the dock.